Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're going to dive into something that I'm sure is on everyone's mind,
Yeah.
especially all you frontline managers.
Oh, yeah.
Return to office strategies.
It is.
Like,
It's a jungle out there.
it's a huge mess,
Yeah.
right? We've got companies, pushing for people back in the office.
Right.
Employees are pushing back,
Totally.
and you're caught in the middle,
You got to make it work somehow.
trying to make it all work. Yeah.
Exactly. And to kind of help us wade through all this, we've got some insights from Adam Hickman.
Okay.
He's a PhD and an organizational psychologist who really focuses on this kind of stuff.
Now, you might be thinking,
Workplace dynamics, all that.
oh, great, another PhD.
Right.
But trust me,
That guy gets it.
this guy gets it. He's been working with companies of all sizes,
Yeah.
helping them try to figure out,
Like how to create a work environment that
how to make it all work.
actually functions.
Yeah, in this crazy
Yeah,
new world.
Absolutely. So,
He's written this piece called From Mandates to Motivation: How Top Companies Can Win the Return to Office Debate.
it's a good one.
And it's packed with really practical advice, especially for those
Right.
of you out there,
On the front lines.
on the front lines, dealing with this stuff every day.
Dealing with it daily. Exactly.
Okay.
He kind of starts off by
Yeah.
setting the scene a little bit, and he's like, look,
Okay.
these big name companies, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, Apple, Amazon,
Yeah.
they're all facing this pushback
Uh-huh.
on return to office policies.
And it's not even
just about.
It's not just about the logistics. It's
Yeah.
not just about desks and commutes.
It's so much more now.
It gets into this
It
deeper.
really does.
It's about culture.
Culture, trust,
Absolutely.
how we adapt to this new reality
Yeah.
where work isn't tied to a physical location.
Exactly.
I mean, look at the stats.
Crazy.
Gallup says that 51%
Wow.
of U.S. employees are out there job hunting.
That's a lot. And research from Stanford
Yeah.
shows that over 40% of managers are just straight up
Oh, wow.
ignoring employees who refuse to come back to the office.
That's wild.
So-
Oh, those are some scary numbers.
It's alarming.
Yeah, they highlight a real disconnect here.
Yeah, a huge disconnect.
So what's the solution? What are we going to do about this?
Yeah.
Well, Hickman argues that the key here is to shift the focus
Okay.
from demanding compliance
Okay.
to fostering genuine engagement.
I like that genuine engagement.
Right.
So how do we do that?
That's the big question.
How do we actually do that?
Well, Hickman outlines 4 key strategies.
Okay.
So first up,
Yeah.
he says we need to reimagine the office experience itself.
Okay.
Now, he's not just talking about putting a ping pong table in the break room or something like that.
Right.
Free snacks.
Not just perks.
It's not just about the perks, right? He's talking about actually creating a space that adds value,
Okay.
that makes people want to be there. Think, collaborative work zones,
Yeah.
quiet spaces for focused work,
I like that.
maybe even like a fitness center or a nice outdoor area.
Yeah, make it nice.
Make it a destination,
Yeah.
not just a place to park yourself for 8 hours.
Not just a place to be.
Right.
Okay, so let's say we've got the cool office space.
Okay.
But what if people are still hesitant?
Right.
Maybe they've, gotten used to working from home.
They've got their routine.
Yeah. Or you
Right.
have long commutes.
Totally.
Or they just
Don't see the point.
don't see the point. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Hickman's second strategy cackles this head on.
Okay.
Communicate the why.
Ah.
Like, don't just tell people to come back.
Right.
Explain the reasoning,
Exactly.
but connect it to the bigger picture.
Yeah.
Why does being in the office matter?
Yeah.
For the team, for the projects,
Uh-huh.
for the company's overall mission.
For the company.
Right.
Yeah. And you know what? Gallup's research shows that having a sense of purpose in their work
Yeah.
is a major motivator for about 30% of employees.
Yeah, makes sense.
So that's huge.
Tapping into that sense of purpose is powerful.
It is.
All right, so we've got the great office space.
Okay.
We've communicated the why.
We're doing good.
But what about flexibility?
Ooh.
Because,
A big word.
let's face it, hybrid and remote work are here to stay.
They're not going anywhere.
They're not going anywhere.
Hickman agrees.
Yeah.
In fact, he says flexibility is non-negotiable.
Okay.
Trying to force everyone back full-time is
Yeah.
likely to just backfire.
Yeah. What's the alternative?
Right. What do we do instead? Well, it's about shifting your mindset a little bit.
Okay.
Instead of thinking, okay, everyone needs to be in the office X number of days a week.
Right.
Think about it more strategically.
Okay.
Ask yourself,
Yeah.
what are the activities, the projects,
Okay.
the collaborations that would truly benefit from that face-to-face interaction?
So you're saying be intentional about it.
Exactly.
So for instance, if we're kicking off a big project
Yeah.
that requires, a lot of brainstorming and creative energy,
Yeah,
maybe that's a good time to bring everyone together.
absolutely.
Leverage those cool collaborative spaces
Yeah.
Hickman was talking about.
Exactly. It's about creating those moments
Yeah.
where the office becomes a powerful tool for the team,
Okay.
a resource
Yeah.
for achieving those shared goals.
Okay.
And notice you're not dictating here.
Right.
You're explaining the why
Yeah.
and inviting the team's input.
Okay.
That's a key part of Hickman's approach.
Okay.
Remember, fostering engagement, not just demanding compliance.
It's a subtle but important shift.
It is.
It feels more collaborative,
Right.
less top-down.
Yeah,
I think that's what a lot of employees are
absolutely.
looking for these days.
For sure.
But speaking of individual needs,
Okay.
Hickman's emphasis on empathy really stood out to me.
Yeah.
I mean, how can we as frontline managers actually put this into practice?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Especially so many different
And actually,
opinions and situations on this whole return to office.
well, remember those stats we talked about earlier?
Yeah.
Half of employees are job hunting,
Mm-hmm.
and a good chunk of managers are basically ignoring those
Right.
who are resistant to coming back.
Yeah.
Clearly, something's not working right.
Huge disconnect.
This is where the empathy piece comes in.
Yeah. It's easy to say be empathetic.
Oh, yeah.
But what does that actually look like
In action.
in this context?
Well, it starts with recognizing that people's lives have changed,
Okay.
right? I mean, maybe they relocated during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Maybe they have new family care responsibilities,
Mm.
or they simply just realized
Yeah.
they thrive in a remote environment.
Yeah.
The point is, this one-size-fits-all approach
Yeah.
is likely to lead to more frustration,
Yeah.
more people heading for the exits.
So instead of mandates,
Right.
we need to have those open and honest conversations with our teams. Really try to understand
Yeah.
their individual needs.
Yeah, their individual challenges.
And challenges.
Right, and be willing to be flexible.
Okay.
Maybe for one person, the office means coming in for those key collaborative sessions.
Right.
For somebody else, it might mean using a co-working space a couple days a week
Right.
to get that separation from home.
Yeah. I like that.
It's about finding solutions that work for the individual
Okay.
and for the team as a whole.
So that brings us to Hickman's emphasis on data.
Okay,
He's a big proponent of using data to understand how teams work best,
makes sense.
both individually and collectively.
Yeah, you got to have the information.
Yeah.
It's about moving beyond assumptions,
Right.
gut feelings.
Yeah.
You know, are certain tasks or projects consistently more productive when
Yeah.
they're done remotely?
Yeah. Yeah.
Are there certain teams that really thrive
Right.
on that in-person interaction?
Yeah. Are there patterns?
Gather the data, analyze it, and use it to inform your decisions.
So it's an ongoing process.
It is.
Not a set it and forget it.
It's a constant evolution. This
Yeah.
isn't about going back to the way things were.
Right.
It's about creating a new way of working.
Yeah.
That's more flexible, more responsive, and ultimately more effective
It's like we're all figuring this out.
in real time.
Yeah. In real time.
It's a journey.
Okay. So what's the payoff for all this effort?
Right.
Why should managers put in the extra work to create this more flexible,
Yeah.
empathetic, data-driven approach?
Well, Hickman makes a compelling case
Okay.
that it's not just about being nice
Oh,
or
so-
accommodating.
Right.
There's a real business case to be made for this approach.
Let's dive into that in part 3.
Yeah.
Okay, so we talked about the how of returning to the office,
Right.
but let's get to the why.
Yeah, the big why.
Does this whole empathy and flexibility thing
Warm and fuzzies,
yeah,
right?
actually have an impact
Yeah.
on the bottom line?
It does. Hickman cites some really compelling research here.
Okay.
Gallup, for example,
Yep.
found that 70% of employees report being more engaged when their workplace is supportive and flexible.
70%, that's
That's huge.
a big number.
Yeah.
Okay, happier employee.
Right. Happier, more engaged.
But
More.
does that actually translate into tangible results
Yeah.
for the company?
Does it actually affect
It's-
the bottom line?
At the end of the day,
Right.
it's all about performance.
It is. And the research backs that up, too.
Okay.
Studies show that businesses that prioritize
Okay.
employee well-being and autonomy
Yeah.
actually see a significant boost in performance.
Like how much are we talking?
We're talking like a 23% increase in productivity
Wow.
and a 21% jump in profitability.
Those are impressive numbers.
Those are big numbers.
So it seems like this isn't just about making employees feel good.
It's not just the feel-good stuff.
It's about making the whole...
It's about
the entire organization more effective.
It's about making the business better.
More successful.
Exactly. When employees feel valued and supported and trusted to manage their own work, they're more likely to be engaged, productive, and committed to the company's success.
It's a win-win.
It really is.
Right. And in today's world where everyone's fighting for top talent.
Absolutely.
Like a war for talent out there.
Creating that kind of environment is a huge competitive advantage.
It's a big differentiator.
Yeah.
You hit the nail on the head.
It's not just about...
The companies that embrace this flexibility and this empathy are going to be the ones that win.
Surviving.
It's not about surviving anymore.
In this new world of work.
It's about thriving.
It's about thriving,
It's about evolving and creating something better.
Hickman really challenges us to rethink his old, command and control.
Yeah, the old ways.
Yeah.
His old models. Models and embrace a more human-centered approach.
It's about the humans.
Yeah.
And it's not a one-size-fits-all. It's about using the data, the empathy, a whole lot of open communication to create a workplace that works for everyone.
That works for everyone.
It takes effort.
Right.
But the payoff is worth it.
So there you have it, folks. Our deep dive into return-to-office strategies.
I hope you enjoyed the dive.
Especially for those of you.
To all those managers out there.
Leading teams on the front lines.
On the front lines,
It's a tough job.
It's not about turning back the clock.
No.
It's about adapting.
It's about evolving.
And creating a workplace that's both productive and fulfilling.
Absolutely. And here's a final thought for you.
Okay.
If you were in charge of designing the office of the future, what would it look like?
What would it look like?
What would make you excited to come in? Even if you had the option to work from home. Think about it.
Food for thought. Food for thought. Let us know what you come up with.
Until next time.
See you later.